Well, good morning and good afternoon to everyone who is attending this webinar, depending upon where you're located geographically. My name is Michael Mars with ProLim Global Corporation, and we're here for a webinar series. We're very excited about our partnership with Siemens in delivering this webinar, which is on delivering the brand. We're very excited once again, and this is primarily focused on the consumer packaged goods or consumer products industry. So please bear with us. I'm going to go through a couple of items about how the format of this is going to go. We're going to go through some introductions of the people who are driving this particular webinar, let you know who they are and their involvement with both ProLim and Siemens, who are those that are on this webinar. We're going to go a ProLim overview to let you know more about ProLim as a corporation and the things that we've done. And then we're going to dive right into the presentation. After that, we're going to have a video presentation and a question and answer session following that. And as Rich mentioned prior to, as we started this, please hold your questions and comments until the end of the webinar. And we will actually have allowed time for that to take place.
And also, please put your phones on mute during the webinar so we don't have any disruptions. Thank you.
All right, the participants on this webinar, we've got Prabhu Patil, who is our president of ProLim, and he is the dynamic driving force and leader of the ProLim team and brings to bear a wealth of knowledge in the industry, and we're very happy to have him here. Secondly, with the ProLim team, there's Anant Yalapragada. He's our senior technical architect, a lot of customer interfacing and solutions. He's there on site with our customers when the solutions are given. Myself, of course, Michael Mars. And although you've heard his voice, but we don't have his picture there, is our Director of Global Sales, Rich Solti, who is very key in some of the guidance in getting this webinar put together. The next is one of our presenters. Anant will be a presenter, as well as Michael Schroeder, who comes to us from the Siemens side of the business. And the fortunate part about this, Michael has a background specifically in the consumer packaged goods industry. His background is there, as well as his technical expertise. So he's really the subject matter expert within this entire genre. So we're very happy to have him here as well. Next, I want to give you a little bit about ProLim. One of the exciting things that we're experiencing is our 10th year anniversary. ProLim began in 2005 as a Michigan corporation. And as you can see on the lower right-hand corner, we've expanded to be a global organization with locations not only here in the U.S., but abroad as well. And so also with the dedication of a lot of hardworking and many customer-focused professionals within our organization, we've been recognized by, first, Inc. magazine as one of the 500 fastest growing private companies in America, where we're currently ranked number 133. The Edward Lowe Foundation in Michigan awarded us a Michigan's Future 50 Companies to Watch. And also, we've been recognized as a Future 50 of the Greatest Detroit Companies. Our work is within integration, development, and project services in several verticals, which initiated in the automotive, manufacturing, high-tech, aerospace, and we're covering more verticals as we're covering today, consumer packaged goods. Without any more delay, I want to pass over the presentation to Michael Schroeder. Michael Schroeder with Siemens. And Michael?
Yes, thanks, Mike. Thank you for joining us today. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, great. We want to start the conversation around how companies are using technology to reduce time to market, enhance flexibility, and increase efficiency. This webinar is called Delivering the Brand, and that's what we tend to present our point of view there. Over time, companies have made a lot of strategic investments in disparate tools and technologies. Our customers come to us and they explain that these investments range from innovation to marketing to R&D, tools that are used in labeling, project management, and even out into the factory. Yet a lot of customers still say they have significant challenges, such as demands for shorter innovation cycles. They're trying to manage portfolios of increasing complexity. There's volatile markets and rising raw material costs that they need to manage against. And everybody's trying to improve efficiencies, including energy and resource efficiencies. So these are significant, and the reason the challenges are still there because the information is still siloed and spread out over the organization. And we're driving a different conversation. It's a conversation around improving competitiveness and realizing value from these investments, and we're calling this delivering the brand. And this is what will take you from best practices to what we call next practices that will give you the ability to compete now and into the future. Next slide, please. So let's take a closer look at what a brand is. Today, a brand has a lot of complexity. You can think of it as a left brain and a right brain. When you look at the brand, you can see that they're rather complicated. On one side of the brain are marketing stakeholders that are concerned with things like delivering on a brand promise, those that think in terms of brand equity and demographics and consumer aspiration. On the other side, you see more technical stakeholders, the ones who are responsible for delivering on this brand promise and putting things on store shelves and running them efficiently through the supply chain. Commonly, they represent scientists, engineers, and manufacturing of the brand. And you can see the complexity is when you start to connect all of this information. It's at these intersections where complexity occurs. Next slide, please. So what does it take to compete? What is competitive advantage? Competitive advantage means a fully digitalized business model that can be accomplished by connecting or integrating all phases of a product lifecycle with what we call a digital thread. This is key for brand manufacturers to establish a digital enterprise, we believe. It's one that fosters product and process innovation. It's one that can simultaneously eliminate waste and inefficiency, and one that can consistently provide the products that people want to buy on time and in the right place from your brand. These fully digitalized businesses deliver both product as well as process innovation, and this is what we call realization. And it's the orange diamond in the middle. It's this ability to realize your investments that you've already made in technology, as well as optimizing your future investments and bringing the right products to the right markets at the right price first, and achieving true business transformation and providing you sustainable competitive advantage now and into the future. Next slide, please. Product development and innovation, as we've studied it, has many different facets. Each has its own challenges to optimize and improve the overall process. You can think of these as cogs, and if you build this out once more, you'll see it's critical that all the cogs move in concert. You might want to click one more time, yeah. Every single item, whether it's a formula or a recipe or an ingredient or label or artwork, are like these little cogs. They're all part of a larger machine. If one of the cogs is not synchronized or doesn't move, you have significant potential for a miss or risk to the brand or cost overruns or being late to market, so on and so forth, the things that the companies commonly suffer in this space. It's even more important today when you consider we're in a highly distributed economy. That means most goods are made in the world and not just produced in one country anymore. Next slide, please. So what you can think of this as a digital hub of information. Just go ahead and build this out. In the center, you see the brand. A lot of people look at this as the pretty picture in the middle, the consumer product sitting in the middle. But it's actually a lot of connected information that brings this to the marketplace. It's intelligently synchronized to things like analysis and briefs, the things that are describing that left brain and right brain of the organization, formulas, suppliers, technical and scientific information, And especially important and growing in importance is global regulatory and compliance. And the ability to produce this in factories around the world and onboard those factories, for a project or to keep them involved, as you continue to grow globally around the world. So innovation and the ability to deliver the brand has to be synchronized to deliver to these customer needs. Next slide, please. What we can offer then, we think of as an integrated product and process development suite. So you'll see here a document moving back and forth across the screen. This also represents digital information. So as users work, they spend less and less time chasing down data and validating bad information that's in the supply chain today. The right product is delivered to the right markets at the right price because everybody who's involved with building the brand and delivering the brand is involved in this digitalized platform. And speed with accuracy is key. You need to be not just fast, but accurate. And with Teamcenter, you can ensure now that everybody is working together and all the data that everybody needs, from suppliers to production engineers, designers, planners, and other teams, all work together on a common collaboration platform. Next slide, please. So there's the left brain and the right brain and Teamcenter. Teamcenter has a number of modules underneath it that map this left brain and right brain and bring those best practices and this digitalization to the brand. Once users realize that they're getting useful and actionable information in an intuitive system, they learn to step away and stop what we've heard they called babysitting information, and they learn to manage by exception instead, which dramatically improves their value-added activities and dramatically reduces their non-value-added activities. So it's at this time you'll be able to see a demonstration of the system, and I'll turn it over to you, Anant.
Thanks, Michael. Hello, everyone. Today, we are going to go through a demo of consumer products and goods in Teamcenter PLM. We'll start with an example of a shampoo bottle. What you are seeing is the landing page of the user interface. It has, home, inbox, reporting, framework, search, and all these slides and tiles can be arranged as per your needs. We will start with search. And why search is important? It has become a part of your daily routine. For whatever you want to find, like, if you are trying to find something, you go to a Google search or you do an online shopping search like Amazon. You are used to this kind of search capabilities. So what you'll see that Teamcenter provides you with the same kind of fast search experience that you get in a Google or Amazon search. Like when you start searching, the search would prompt you with relevant keywords based on the data stored in the system and as and when you are typing those letters. So we'll start with the search. And this search is fast, and it will bring the results very fast, and it will categorize your results based on type or configured types. So what you're seeing here is like, the results which have come, they are categorized. And you can see like they are categorized based on a type or a packaging level. And these are like pre-configured in the system. You can drill down these results. And as you are drilling down the results to get to the product which you are interested in, the system builds the breadcrumbs, which you can see in the top. So here we are looking for a gold bottle. So once you get to the gold bottle, you can see it in the 3D viewer. You can rotate it, you can spin it around, you can change the materials it is made of, you can change the color of it, and all this on your mobile device. And imagine this, the importance of this if you are sitting with a customer and you are trying to do this. It gives a lot of leverage to you. And you can see the other part of this search is the filters. So there is breadcrumbs and these filters. These filters and breadcrumbs together, they can be configured in the system, and they can provide you a very best experience in search. So once you come to the product of your choice, you can see the requirements of your product. You can see the formula. You can see the packaging it has, like, its front label, back label. With the relationship browser, you can actually see the information of all the related data to your product. So you can see, how your each of the related data, what are the properties of the related data, what are its attachments. So here in this case, you are seeing, what are the labels associated to your shampoo. What is the back? It has a back label and a front label. The back label has a Spanish copy and a master copy. And all this you are seeing at your fingertips. You can see if you go to the ingredients, and you can open these related items in the viewer. And what you are seeing here is the information for the ingredients, and this information is same from any place you view it, whether you are viewing it from a master copy or if you go back to the product summary, you'll see the same information because the system is building you this whole information, this whole specification dynamically. The system gives you all of this information on the fly. So you will never go wrong. You will never see a stale data from wherever you are viewing. So this summary screen, if you go to the product summary, it is like your product specification. It collects all the information about the product from wherever it has been entered or authored, and it brings you everything at one place. And it gives you easy way of navigating the data. So you can see, on the left side, you can go to navigation very easily. Now you can, the next step is your tasks. So how do you manage your tasks? So you can manage your tasks from the screen. You can see the you can see what are the tasks you need to, you are supposed to work on, and you can see the graphical view of these tasks. You can see the full workflow, the full breakdown of your tasks, how these tasks, who has approved your task, and you can see the full information about what was the duration of each of them. What were the comments entered by each of the person who has performed the task. So all this information you can see from your mobile device wherever you want. And once you have found what is your task capabilities, you can go to the reporting dashboard. In the reporting framework, you can see you can build simple to complex reports. You can configure simple to complex reports, and you can see all the products and product data in a product tracker report. These reports can be dynamically changed the way you want to view it. You can do a sum roll-up for any data field. You can hide the columns and order the information the way you like it. For example, if you want to do it based on a category or a brand, or if you want to change the view based on a project manager's view. So you can do it all dynamically. Now, in another example, we will go through creation of some data, creation of a supplier. So you can find suppliers, and in this case, you want to add some suppliers to your ice cream. So you can add the suppliers from your mobile device, and you can see this information about each of these suppliers. You can see what is their address, what is their contact number. You can go to the the full information about the supplier. You can see what are their audit reports, what is their statement, what parts they are supplying to you, what is the kind of performance they are giving. You can actually go to the supplier scorecard and see like how each of the suppliers are pitting against each other, how they are performing against each other. And you can also start a workflow from from this UI. You can basically pick like a workflow and a supplier, and you can RFQ from your mobile device. So that was a brief overview of what Teamcenter can do for consumer products industry. And as you saw, like the tool allows you to quickly and easily access the information with a simple and intuitive graphical user interface. It helps you to visualize the data, manage your tasks and workflows, and trigger new workflows also. You can check the reports and dashboards and all this from any mobile device and from anywhere. So what you saw was Teamcenter allows you to streamline your development process. It allows you to improve your collaboration and allows you to get your products faster to market. Saying this, Michael, back to you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Anand. I just want to recap what we saw. As we mentioned in the beginning, I came from the consumer products industry, and we talked to a lot of customers, and they agree that they spend a lot of non-value-added time. What we have here is very powerful. What you saw in a matter of a few minutes was a user starting their day. They didn't really know what they're looking for, and just by typing a keyword like you do in Google, it brought up everything that had shampoo in the related to the item. And that rapidly brought back everything related to shampoo, but using the filters a lot like you do when you shop online, right? You were able to narrow it down to a single potential candidate. Once they had that product on the screen, they were able to interrogate it pretty thoroughly, looking at the formula, the package, the label, and all the testing results that brought it to compliance. And the reason you want to do that is you can use it for what we call a seed, right, where you can restart a new product. So why continue to start from scratch inside of your organization when you can reuse the seed to reuse best-in-class products as well as processes, right, workflows, to create new products. This is what gets products to market efficiently and on time. Trying to get these same kind of answers today, I mean, you have to stop and ask yourself, multiple phone calls, meetings, hours and days sometimes. It results in really more questions than answers. The system's managing not just the product, but the project as well. So that user was able to efficiently look across a wide range of information. Then they could run their own reports without calling IT. You were able to slice and dice information until it gave you the right information you need in the context of how you need it. Go ahead and build this next slide out. Intelligent whole product development is what we think the future is, and this is what we can offer with Teamcenter and ProLem as our partner. In the end, what it results is delivering the brand. Intelligent whole product development tells you what to make, how it should perform, how to make it, and then how to make a lot of it over and over again using a sustainable product development platform. Next slide, please. And what's it worth, right? So when you go into your organization and you begin to have the conversation, it's really a business conversation about what you provide. And you can see different experts in the industry have given us figures like this, a 19% increase in product revenue. These best-in-class companies also achieve 15% decreases in product cost, right? So we're all trying to reduce costs today. Able to improve their development times by 50 to 60%, increase efficiency, decrease waste, improve how they look at raw materials and ingredients, right? So especially as you're going global, it's important to understand how you can create the same amount of efficacy or flavor profiles or nutrition profiles to your product all over the world by having knowledge of the ingredients and the materials that go into them, and overall improvements in quality, overall improvements in net margin, and you know, the new product failure rate is too high. So I don't know what categories everybody's in who's on the phone, but new product failure rates, you know, can range anywhere from, you know, 60 to 80%. And there's lots and lots of room for improvement in that process. So with that, I thank you for your time, and I'll give it back to ProLim, and we can go on to our question and answer if you choose.
Thank you very much, Michael and Anant, for that presentation. We really appreciate it. I mean, we've all been given a lot of information and functionality about how we can create, through Siemens, a competitive advantage. And one of the things we want to do right now, since there is so much data, is open the discussion up for any questions that you may have. Anybody have any questions? Okay, we've got a chat feature available as well. So as you may be coming up with some questions to ask, maybe here's one we've gotten on our chat. We have a question: how long does it take to set up and train a company on the Teamcenter solution? Anant, would you like to answer that one?
Sure, Michael. The thing is, like, the user interface is very intuitive, and you know, it is very simple. You can understand the user interface. Data we have to assess with the customer, do a due diligence, and understand how the data got to OOTV immediately.
Can someone mute their? I'm sorry, Anant. Someone's still got their microphone open or their phone open. Can they mute your line? Make sure that your phone is muted.
Yeah, I don't think it's here.
There we go.
Yeah, I think now it's gone.
Okay, sorry about that, Anant. Were you finished? I'm sorry.
So, Michael, yeah, so I was just finishing it up, like, so yeah, we can do assessment, you know, with the customer. We can sit and understand the data and do the assessment.
Okay. This next one might be directed toward you as well. We've got another question in. How does the supplier management piece of this product work?
So the supplier management piece is like, you know, it's based on whether you are a Teamcenter, we are looking at a Teamcenter user, or a supplier, you know, management piece completely altogether. So Teamcenter is something, you know, both can be configured and both can be, you know, used in the same way, like, you know, we are using the way we showed it.
Okay.
Yeah, it can be you know, depending on the needs, like, you know, whether you want to bring that supplier piece into Teamcenter or like, you know, integration with supplier portal.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's
opening
assessment on that and decide on what is best for the customer.
Okay, I'd like to open this back up again for those who are on the call. Do we have any questions here? All right, got one more question that's come through. What companies are using this technology in the CPG market today? I think that one might be directed towards you, Michael Schroeder.
Okay. What companies are using the technology today? Well, it ranges a lot, from various food and beverage companies to health and beauty household goods. Some of the references we have are from Procter & Gamble, Unilever, AB InBev, General Mills, Kraft, Estee Lauder, Elizabeth Arden. So I would encourage you to get a hold of your ProLim representative, which would be Michael, and we can give you more information on those references.
Okay, great. Thank you, Michael. Since the time is moving, and we may be able to let everybody go a little bit earlier today, I've got one other question. What are the next steps if I'm interested in finding out more about your solutions? Well, as ProLim, we would actually like to perform a one-to-one assessment with you, either via phone or by some sort of means of communication from that standpoint or on-site, and then schedule a follow-up or a face-to-face meeting with you to determine your needs, identify your pain points, and provide a solution for you from that standpoint going forward. I hope that answers your question. Are there any other questions here on the webinar?
No.
No questions?
No questions.
Okay, well, I want to thank everybody for their participation on this webinar. I hope you found it very interesting and informative. And one of the things I like to say is, like, if you have any additional questions, please feel free to reach out to our ProLim team. I think we've got a slide that shows our contact information as well.
One other thing I'd like to add, this is just the first of a series of 3 or 4 events that we're going to be doing on a monthly basis, so we'll have another event next month.
Yes, indeed. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining us on the webinar. If we have any other questions, if there are no other questions, then please enjoy the rest of your day. And thank you so much again for your participation, and look forward to some follow-up information on our next in the webinar series. This ends our webinar. Thank you.